Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
I love Earth, Wind, and Fire, Run DMC, etc. But I mean, like, country music's different. Country music's different. It's not Wakanda.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
I'm gonna move that car.
I'm gonna call the police if y'all don't do something.
It's an alcatraz of a
I don't care about all that crap.
Oh,
wow.
I don't like you running my neighborhood.
We're not running your neighborhood. I don't know what's wrong.
I live right there. I live here for a good while.
James, well, don't bust me up. Go get
Keys so I can move your car. She says she don't want your car in
No,
the
you
driveway.
block them up and pack it back
my
out.
car is not
My wife
blocking
will have
their
to go around
driveway.
you.
They can get out their driveway.
This is a neighborhood. It ain't designed for the hood.
Stop. You gotta stop saying stuff like that, Mr. James.
And this video has been brought to you by racism. Racism is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
You guys know what I'm confused, but I mean, stay right here. Say what's happening.
We're gonna go ahead and just refuse service. There's no reasons. But that's what we're gonna go ahead and do today. I'll go ahead and I'll take that. If you guys could go ahead and please leave the store, we'd really appreciate it.
Wait, so why do you have to leave the store?
Because we're just refusing service. We don't have to have a reason.
I think you should have a reason for kicking us out of the store. We're just shopping here. What is your reason?
To be quite completely honest with you, I don't have to have a reason. I'm just letting you guys know.
So, are you going to kick everyone else out of the store, too?
Funny. If we have the right to refuse service to anybody, so I'm having the right to refuse service to you guys. I don't have to have a reason. That is my reason, so I'm just asking you guys to please leave the store today.
It's ridiculous. It's really happening. So, you've seen us steal before? Is that what you're saying?
Nobody said that at all.
That's what he said. That we're repeat shoplifters here?
We've seen you in here before. I didn't say
I have
that.
not been here in
So-
so
I've
long.
been
here I don't even know the last time I've
To
been
be
here.
honest with you guys, we've seen you in here plenty of times
Us
before.
too.
Yeah, we've seen people
Do you have
here.
like a picture? Because
Show
it's
us.
not us.
I don't need to show you guys. I'm refusing service to you guys today. I've asked you guys to
Okay.
please leave the store. I don't need you guys to get violent or anything like
I'm
that.
violent.
You guys
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. If that's one, I'll talk to you guys outside. Okay.
How are we getting violent? Violent. It's crazy. This is
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder what it says. Bitch, you fired. Customer reached out to H&M and they got this response. Hello, Lena. After a thorough investigation into the incident in our Albuquerque, New Mexico location was conducted in February 2024, we saw a need to update our policies and conduct additional internal trainings to ensure our store's colleagues adhere to the highest standards of customer service. We extend our sincerest apologies to these customers who deserve a better experience shopping with us. The employee in question is no longer employed by H&M. Let's go over a little bit of history dealing with H&M. This story is from circa 2018, January 8th. Some are calling for a boycott of the brand over pictures, with others defending the retailer. H&M has stated, quote, "We apologize to any this may offend." People on Twitter described the image published by the Swedish chain as inappropriate and offensive. The photograph was being used in a children's section of the UK site, and some people weren't happy. Mr. Neptune wrote, #Black Twitter. H&M is canceled. Won't see any more money from me. Another user compared the image to one of the white child models with a hoodie, words jungle survival expert. Others questioned how no one spotted that this image may be offensive to some. Someone else wrote, quote, "No doubt the H&M monkey hoodie Photoshop was organized with completely innocent intentions, but in today's outraged society, you have to triple check everything you do." People also defended the clothing brand. Some stated it was an innocent mistake, and others said the brand isn't racist. The hoodie is still available to buy online, but it no longer features the image of the child modeling it. The company stated this, quote, "This image has now been removed from all H&M channels, and we apologize to anyone this may have offended." H&M Group is under fire after a CNN reported Wednesday revealed that one of its brands and other stores used a racial slur to name a beanie internationally. The deeply offensive name never made it onto any public-facing material, but was uploaded in July to a product overview system shared with employees who complained to management. H&M Group CEO Helena Hemerson released a statement apologizing for the incident, calling it, quote, totally unacceptable and it should have never happened. It's a serious breach of our policies and goes against everything we stand for. We take the use of racially offensive language extremely seriously. Simply taking action on the occasion is not enough. She also stated that this includes talking internationally to address racism within the company, including mandatory conscious and unconscious bias training to all employees and greater oversight over images, products, and accompanying products, among other measures. Additionally, the company also stated that the Paris-based team and managers responsible have been suspended while the company investigates how exactly this happened. According to an anonymous employee that stated this, it all stems from company culture, especially in European offices, which still aren't very diverse. They allege, while the company has reported diversity numbers for United States stores and offices, it doesn't do the same for European ones, citing regulations. Employees describe another incident where a vision board from the Paris office sent out to hundreds of designers featured a 1700s era slavery image featuring a black man kneeling with his hands and feet tied up in chains. It was reportedly used as inspiration for calligraphy. H&M also stated this, that while it has put a number of workshops, training, and partnerships with predominantly black schools into action in the United States, it has not done the same in European branches, which is where these issues seem to stem from. This is despite the fact that this isn't the first time that the company's come under fire publicly for racist product descriptions. Back in 2018, the global retailer infamously published an ad featuring a black kid wearing a sweatshirt with the text "Coolest Monkey in the Jungle," which followed backlash, prompting H&M to appoint Annie Wu to a chief diversity officer position. Wu very clearly condemned the beanie incident and stated that she hopes whomever was responsible for the name is terminated following the investigation. She also acknowledged that European countries approach diversity differently than in the United States. Quote, a lot of people that have taken trainings, but culture is also very difficult to change in a short amount of time. This has been historically a Swedish company, and we are now shifting over to being a global company, but that won't be changed just by training alone. It has to do with how we also expose ourselves to different cultures, to different people, and how we really include them in everyday conversations. In the statement, CNN and other stories stated that we are committed to a safe and inclusive workplace, and it will launch an in-depth mandatory unconscious bias training plan in the fall for all staff, strengthen internal controls of images, products, and text, and improve diversity metrics without giving specifics. H&M is being investigated by a Sweden government equity ombudsman, or DO, as it faces allegations of racism in its homeland stores. The high street giant was a subject of a report in Baldet, a Sweden broadsheet, which showed footage from a hidden camera when a foreign woman was denied an exchange of a purchased item without a receipt, while a Swedish national from the newspaper was able to do so. H&M return policy states that a receipt is not required if the items are still available on its store floor. H&M has not responded directly to the allegations, but in a post, its Swedish Facebook page acknowledged that it is under scrutiny. Quote, DO has decided to initiate an inspection of the company H&M. The background is the media information that claims that the company treats people with a ethnic affiliation other than Swedish and disadvantages them, among other things, by demanding a receipt when changing goods in violation of the company's policy. The purpose of the inspection is to clarify whether there has been a violation of the prohibition of discrimination for which the company is responsible. DO does not have the authority to impose sanctions, but is, after forming an opinion itself. able to take a case to court for a ruling whether discrimination legislation has been violated. So this is my question for more specifically a lot of the black women out there. If we've covered these stories, especially I have covered these stories among many others on social media to bring awareness and to give further insight and information by way of reports or blogs directly out there that can give you, in a sense, an insight to the type of culture and the history that is there. And you also know by video format the type of looks or the types of things that people will say specifically about you when it deals with their businesses. Why still shop there? Why still freely give over your money just so that you can be treated differently than the white or the European consumers that are directly out there with the exact same color money, with the more than likely exact same car, right? Everything pretty much the same except for your skin color, right? You know for a fact that they're going to treat you differently based off of your skin color, but yet you still decide that you want to give your money over for what? Do you want to pay to be discriminated against? Do you want to pay to have people decide that they just want to say something about you? Because those two black girls didn't do anything wrong. Out of every single video that I've ever seen, they stayed pretty calm. The tone was also pretty calm and casual. They weren't yelling and rah, rah, rah. They weren't trying to fight or antagonize a fight. Everything came specifically from that woman that we were able to see. She even went to the point of not even explaining what it was. She wanted to give some broad-ish type of example of like, oh, well, we got pictures or videos and we've seen you guys in these stores, multiple times. And the girls asked, okay, so show us a picture, show us the video. Like, where is it? She was like, well, I don't have to. All this, making up excuses, just making up anything, because in her mind, she feels that if black girls, black women are directly in those stores, they don't have money, they can't afford it, why should they be here? They're only up to no good. They're going to scare away the customers. They're going to make sure that this store, isn't going to make any sales because they're here. Who wants to be here while they're here? And all, it was just a whole bunch of stuff going off in her mind. And then it went to the very last thing that you normally hear white people say online and elsewhere when it deals with black people. We don't want you getting violent. Now, why would you say something like that? Where in any of that video was anybody getting violent? Where in any of that video was anybody asking for violence, contemplating violence? I didn't see or hear it. But yet, this is the type of mentality, this is the type of insanity that is directly out there. Some people have stated before that the most dangerous place for a black person to be is in a non-black person's mind. And that is factual. For her to go out on a limb and try to say that those black girls were going to get violent speaks volumes. Because I promise you, she would never say that to any white consumer base. She would never say that. Even if they were destroying the store, she would never open her mouth to call them violent. She might not even call the police. She would just scream and holler at them and tell them just get out the store, just get out the store, don't come back. She'll do stuff like that. She's not even going to call security. But when it deals with black people that's minding their business, not doing nothing to nobody, magically we're that much more of a threat and a problem versus somebody who is actually a threat and a problem, who wants to get violent, and who is actually causing the most thefts in these stores around the United States. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.